So I just got done watching this week's episode of To Be Hero X, and in this week's episode, we get introduced to our next hero, Lily, or Tough Girl. Now, Lily is an adorable high schooler who is a little too adorable for her own liking, typically drawing too much attention to herself for being adorable, making people look down on her because while this is happening right around the time that Queen is coming up as a hero, we even see Lily watching Queen's speech, inspiring her to become her own hero. It's still looked down upon for an adorable girl such as herself to actually step up to be a hero, despite her having a genius level intellect, which we see her flex in multiple times, especially even as a child, where she stands up for her friend Deshawn using one of her own gadgets with a really cool sticky bow and arrow on her arm that turns out really cool. But even then, after defeating the bully just confesses their love for her, and it makes it really weird, and she kind of gets sick and tired of it to where she gets pushed to build a bunny outfit. It is really cool and it leads to a really sick fight scene with a stalker that is stalking Wong, a new friend that Lily has made. But this bunny outfit is still not enough for her to stand up for herself quite yet. It does take notice from her dad, however, who is pretty upset about her making her own like mechanical weapons because he brings up a really good point of this being a little too dangerous for a young girl to just be making in the house. I do appreciate while he does seem to be a pretty not present father, he does still support her ideas and even invites her for a special spot at the Glimmer lab where he works to help bolster her interest and not put her down, but build her up and give her an opportunity with more supervision, yes, but also more resources and funding to build her own mechanical weapons and just different in things. We do see that Wong, the girl that she saves earlier, as well as her high school friend Deshawn, are also working at this lab, making it even easier for her to adapt to this new environment. But another thing about Wong that we didn't know previously was that Wong was looked down upon for being a woman as well. It gives her a very relatable. One thing I did find funny about this scene is during this whole interview process where Wong is going up and shouting about how great she is to try and build herself up. One of the people looking down on her for being a woman is a woman. Look, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen. I did find it kind of interesting that that's what happened though. Anyways, Lily really helps Wong come into her own, even standing up to her stalker and building her confidence up, which I think is really adorable and also really cool. But at the end, we do see a new villain come in, DJ Shindig, who a power seems to be to make people laugh, who is previously ostracized from Glimmer Lab and the Hero Association. But we're gonna have to see where that takes us next episode. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Drop a follow to follow along with every single episode of To Be Hero X, and drop a like if you feel so kind.